tuned in to Vuz Speaks, the podcast where we speak about photography and other topics. So let's get straight into it. Okay. So what is the goddamn deal? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, however you're consuming this podcast. What is the goddamn deal? It is, of course, your boy Vuhlandes, and we are back with another podcast. As for the last podcast, as always, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, checking it out. I know that one was a longer one. I feel like when I have podcasts with people on it and we actually have conversations, then they feel a little bit longer, or they're going to be a little bit longer, just because conversations tend to, go back and forth for quite a while, and both people or group of peoples have a lot they need to say or whatever it is. So those podcasts are usually a little bit longer and just more drawn out, I guess. But yeah, thank you to Demetrius Harmon for showing up on the podcast. If you haven't checked that one out, go ahead and check it out. It's in the description. If you're listening to this on the platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then just look at the page that it's on there. But how are y'all doing today? I honestly don't have a topic, like a straight off topic to talk about today. And I know a lot of people listen to podcasts for specific topics and for things to be cohesive, but I never want to feel like I'm talking at people, just talking, telling people what to do, what I think, and in a way where it just seems like everything I'm saying is end all be all, just it is what it is. What I say is law and stuff like that. So I kind of like to just get on these and talk about things that's on my mind and how I feel and the things that's going on in the photography community, things that's just going on in real life. And yeah, that's what makes me happy, and that's how that makes me comfortable. That's how I feel more comfortable talking on these podcasts and stuff like that. So today I did write on Twitter for a few people to give me suggestions about things to talk about in this podcast. And a lot of these things you guys want to hear are, I'm assuming everybody who's giving me podcast topics listen to these podcasts. Also, sorry if I sound like a little bit out of it. I'm low-key kind of tired today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm tired. But I'm up though. I'm tired, but I'm up. Like it's not affecting me too much. I'm just a little behind. But I'm still good though. But anyway, yeah, I'm assuming everybody who are giving me podcast topics listens to these podcasts. Because if you don't, then like I don't even understand. But I'm just gonna assume everybody does. But I clearly can't answer everybody today. But the good thing about having this tweet is I can always come back to it and touch on some of the things that you guys have asked me, even if I don't today in this podcast. Honestly, this podcast might not even be that long because I do have a few things I do want to talk about. But first of all, Jeremy Cohen, if you guys don't know him, he's a photographer, lives in New York City. Not sure he's from New York, but he lives in New York. Anyway, he asked me my top 3 favorite cities and the reasons why. And that's not what this podcast, like I can't make a full podcast on my top 3 favorite cities. So I'm going to just answer that real quick. Like that's something easy that I can answer real quick. So first of all, my favorite city ever is Detroit, Michigan. I live here, grown up here. It's a little biased because I feel comfortable here. Everybody always asks me like if I would move anywhere else like if I could move somewhere else, would I? And I'm like, nah, I don't really see myself moving out of Detroit. The only thing I can actually complain about is it gets cold for like 6 months, and I don't like the cold, so that bothers me a lot. But other than that, I love it here. The people are great. The food is great. The city's great. Everything. I literally have no complaints about living here. It is a beautiful city with beautiful people, and it's made me who I am today, and I love it. I also don't feel like I could go somewhere else and it can be like my home, like live somewhere else and it could be my home. Like a lot of people don't mind moving away from where they're from to other places, but I just, not to call anybody else who has done that a fraud or anything like that, because I don't think that at all, but I feel like I would be a fraud living somewhere where I'm not from. I can maneuver here. I can drive around the city without a GPS. Like, I know where things are. I don't know, bro. I'm sure I can do that once. Like, if I move somewhere else and I live there for a couple years, I could eventually do that. But I don't know. It's just different here. Anyway, Detroit. I like Atlanta. Atlanta is my second favorite city because it's like a down south Detroit. I like the culture there. I like the people there. I just like, there's a lot of opportunity there. The music from Atlanta is very good. So I don't know. I really do like Atlanta a lot. I also like Seattle, even though when I went to Washington, I went to Seattle once and I didn't necessarily like go there. Like, I kind of just like drove through or whatever, but I really do like Washington, like the Seattle surrounding areas of Seattle and stuff like that. Very beautiful. If I could, I would honestly live there, but not like I'd stay there, but not live there. So I really do like the city, and the state of Washington. It's very beautiful. People are very nice. And, it's just overall relaxing kind of city. I feel like nature, stuff like that. Good food as well. People are very nice. Yeah, I like it. But those are my top 3 favorite cities that I've been to. Granted, I haven't been to a lot of cities. I've been to the main cities like New York and LA and stuff like that. I've been to some cities in Florida. I don't know, nothing too crazy. But also, I wanted to speak on something that's going on with me right now. Have you guys ever, I'm sure everybody has felt this way before, but have you guys ever felt like you were supposed to be creating something? Like, you're a photographer or whatever you do, paint, whatever it is, make music. You feel like you're supposed to be doing that all the time, but you don't have anything to do for real. Like, I want to go take pictures because I take pictures every single day. Sometimes I feel like I force myself to go take pictures, even when, like, I wouldn't say that I'm not in the mood, but like, I don't necessarily have to go take pictures today. You know what I'm saying? I can just do nothing. I feel like sometimes we feel like we're wasting time or we're wasting our creative abilities by sitting at home doing nothing. Now, I do like sitting at home doing nothing. I will do that from time to time, but I have like this anxiety. I really wouldn't call it anxiety, but I have like this kind of feeling and urge to go out and shoot something, but I don't know what it is and I don't know what to do. And I get this feeling quite often, not like more often than not, because I take pictures a lot and I have a high standard of photo taking for myself and creating for myself. I feel like we always want to look like we're working too. I don't really mind to look like I'm not working and doing nothing. I don't really care if people think I'm doing nothing, but I do work a lot. I do spend time. Like a lot of people might think just working involves the act of actually going out and taking pictures, but working is coming up with ideas in your head. Like, I would sit on the couch, lay in bed, do anything, and just literally think of things to shoot and things that I want to shoot and stuff like that. And for some people, that comes more naturally than for other people. But when it's not coming to you and you're like having this block, it's like it gives you anxiety. And I get that from time to time, and that happens to me from time to time. But sometimes, man, I think the best way to deal with that is to literally do nothing, like kind of just shut down and do nothing, kind of just like let it go and remember that you don't have to. I feel like you always feel like you need to be doing something, but it's not always the case. You don't always need to be doing something. You don't always need to be quote unquote working or anything like that. And I sit at home and I do nothing. I kind of just like zone out. I try to play the game. I like video games. I like skateboarding. I like watching basketball, stuff like that. And I feel like stuff like that and doing stuff like that helps me out a lot when it comes to the creative block and having a creative block when I'm trying to think of things to do, but I can't really come up with anything. That it happens to me quite a bit. I'm actually going through that right now. I feel like I need to be doing something. Also, like I do YouTube. I'm taking pictures for a book right now. I take pictures for myself. Like I said, the YouTube stuff and posting on Instagram. Like there's a lot going on. And when you have that much going on, you feel like you need to keep up with all of that. But sometimes it's cool to just hop off and not even worry about it for a little bit. Actually, Matt Day, if anybody knows who that is, photographer as well. He just made a video about how like social media has affected his photography and stuff like that. And he took some time off. I feel like a lot of photographers take time off and delete all the social media apps and kind of just like not reinvent themselves, but find themselves again and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like it's definitely something that needs to happen for a lot of people. In some cases, especially if you don't want to go through that kind of creative block in a way. Yeah, anyway, just wanted to talk about that because I'm kind of going through that right now. Other than that, I did want to talk about something else, which is criticism within just like creative criticism. So the other day I was reading online, and I feel like it's just internet nature. I feel like I talk about this all the time on damn near every single one of these podcasts, but like it's just internet nature for like you to post something and everybody on the internet to criticize, like critique it. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my friend Ryan yesterday, and we was talking about The Incredibles 2, which is a movie. Everybody know what The Incredibles are. It's a movie. And I personally love the movie, but he was like, it sucked. It was awful. And then he started talking about like why it was awful. And I'm like, bro, like, first of all, nigga, you a movie critic? Like, calm down. Second of all, like, make a better movie then if you thought it was so bad. Third of all, like, it's not that serious. Things are put out for people to critique it and have these opinions and stuff like that, but I just feel like sometimes it's just not even warranted or worth it. But that's the day and age we live in, where people just instinctively just give their opinions on things and stuff like that. So anyway, scrolling the internet the other day, somebody posted some photos, and in the comments of these photos, everybody was like, not everybody, but there was people in the comments critiquing the photos and stuff like that. And whatever, the person who posted it doesn't care, and it is what it is. But I don't know. I think people need to be able to distinguish when they're giving creative advice, critiquing things creatively and in a way that's respectable, and then just straight up talking shit. There's two differences between straight up talking shit and actually giving constructive criticism. Because a lot of people will say a lot of things to you and then be like, you can't take constructive criticism. I remember one time I posted some photos on Twitter. Some dude commented, and he was like, this was early in the morning too. It was like 7 a.m. Like, bro choosing violence, like, as soon as he wake up, didn't even brush his teeth yet, just on the internet making people angry. But posted some photos, and bro don't even follow me, so he probably saw it on someone else's likes or retweets or something like that. So he was like, these photos are great, but he needs to clean his negatives. And I was like, bro, I personally like the dust and scratches that's on my film photos. So actually I don't need to clean anything. And he was like, it's nothing personal. I just don't like to see photos with dust and scratches on them. I was like, you do understand that's personal though. Like, you literally just said what your personal preference was and then said it wasn't personal. Come on, like, just because people don't do things the way you want them to do doesn't always mean that it's okay for you to be like, do it this way. Because I guarantee if you saw something that you didn't like, or you noticed something like scratches or dust, the person who put those photos out or edited those photos, they saw it too. They're not blind. They saw it too. I remember one time when I first started doing videos, I uploaded a video. It was I recorded it 60 frames per second and uploaded it 60 frames per second. And some dude was like, this video is great. Just for future references, if you care or not, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But most of the time because he knew I was new to video and stuff like that, but he was like, most of the time videos are exported in like 24 frames per second, so they look more natural and stuff like that. And he just pretty much told me like the I guess not rules, but like how it is within like the video world. And he was like, you can follow it or you cannot. And ever since then, I was like, I'm gonna put my shit in 24 frames per second, because he's right, first of all. And second of all, he didn't say it to me in a way where it was like, what you're doing is wrong and it's supposed to be done this way. I feel like it's better, and you feel more accepting to criticism when it's not so disrespectful. Like when a nigga comment on my photos and be like, stop overexposing, it's ugly. And then you get mad and say something, and them niggas like, you can't take constructive criticism. Like, that's not constructive criticism, bro. That's literally being annoying. Like, come on. We got to figure out the difference between being annoying, constructive criticism, and just talking shit. Because some people just be talking shit. Like, I don't like that you do that. I don't do it no more. It sucks. It's ugly. Like when people say shit like that, like this sucks, or this is ugly, this is trash. How's that constructive criticism? That's not constructive. Because if I say some shit like that to somebody, I'm not trying to be constructive at all. I'm trying to talk shit. I've said that before. Like, bro, trash. What? How is that teaching him to be better at what he's doing? But also, people got to learn that their personal preferences and personal likings also isn't constructive criticism at all either. That's just like what you like. I feel like this isn't even something you have to talk about with people who are actually artists. I never see people who are actually artists giving, like, critiquing shit unless it was asked for. Like, you never see like actual artists like under photos or up under anything like, damn, this sucks. I feel like it's people who don't do anything that be on shit like that. Like sports commentators. Y'all ever look at sports commentators? Some of these niggas ain't never even played basketball, played football, played baseball, nothing. But they're in a position where they get to critique professional players. It's like, bro, what do you do? I think that's why like professional players get mad and shit like that. Like I missed a contested 3-pointer over a person that was 6'7". Then the next day on ESPN, niggas would be talking crazy. Like, bro, you go out there and do it then, since it's so easy. But at the same time, when people are so good at something, it's easy to critique them. Not saying me or anything like that, but LeBron, think about LeBron, bro, the best basketball player in the league right now. Best basketball player ever to some people. Not me, Kobe Bryant. That's my favorite. LeBron's a close second, though. I'll give you that. Best basketball player ever. Misses a dunk. You hold him to this high standard of like athleticism and basketball skill. It's easy to be like, how the hell you do that if you're so good? Like, if you're so good, how are you, like, how did you miss a wide open layup? It's easy to critique people when they're like doing something good, I guess. So I guess take it with a grain of salt. I've learned to let people have their opinions and critique and shit like that, even if I didn't ask for it. But people just need to realize when they're critiquing and not critiquing. And also, if it's not asked for, maybe don't do it, I guess. Because everybody can take respectable, constructive criticism. 1, if it's asked for. 2, if you're actually trying to help. But some people will write off their trying to help as constructive criticism when it's not. Because I don't think people realize like how things come across sometimes, especially over the internet. It's not always like just so cut and dry. Like, I was just trying to help. Damn, nigga, this shit was out of focus. I was just trying to tell you this shit out of focus. But that's exactly how I said it. Like, damn, bro, this shit out of focus. How's that helping? Like you'll take a picture that's out of focus and nigga be like, this shit's super out of focus. And you be like, bro, shut up. They be like, yeah, I was just trying to help. How is that helping? Who is that helping? Like, and like I said, the person probably already noticed. But hey, that is the internet. That is the way of the internet nowadays. I'm still trying to figure it out my damn self. But you can't always, I feel like you can't always feed into people who want to help you, I guess. Because on the internet, people have a tendency of wanting to know more than everybody else. And they will let you know that they know more than you the moment they get the chance. Like the chance they get to let you know they know more than you, they 100% will. Especially on like YouTube and YouTube videos and stuff like that. And if you're making videos about like technical videos about film or digital cameras or anything like that, if you fuck up or if you don't mention something or if you, I don't know, just if you don't do something or don't mention something, people are going to be there to let you know, hey, didn't mention this. I know more than you. That they're clearly not going to say it like that, but they let you know in a way that is very annoying. And it's always like, okay, bro, then how about you make your own YouTube channel and you make your own videos? That way you can, give everybody all the knowledge that you have. Shit just don't be making sense to me sometimes. I just don't get it. Don't understand it. But hey, that's the internet. It's not like something that's going to change just because I talked about it, just because I have an issue with it. I actually don't even have an issue with it. I don't even care. I used to care a lot. Like because I didn't understand why everybody else cared so much about what somebody else did with their work or how they presented. Like I didn't understand why people cared so much about these things. But then I remembered like, oh, people, critique basketball players. People critique football players. People critique painters. And the people that critique these people are people who don't do the same thing. And especially not at the level the person they're critiquing is doing it at. Because like, come on, if you've posted photos on the internet, and somebody came to it and was like, damn, this shit sucks, or I would have did this differently, blah, 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 whatever the hell they said. You go to that person's page because you want to be like, okay, who is this person that's like just the god of photography? Like, who is this person? You go to their page and either one, they have nothing to show for it because they're not even a photographer, or two, they're like barely a photographer or whatever they do. Just like I said, the people who critique LeBron James can't shoot a free throw. It doesn't make sense. So that's why I gave up on the whole trying to argue and caring about people who critique the shit that I do. Because we're not going to confuse constructive criticism with talking shit. And if people are talking shit, then they don't matter. Because somebody who who opinion I actually value would never just come talk shit. Like if somebody valued my opinion, I'm not going to be on the internet talking shit about other people and what they do, like directly to them. I might talk shit about somebody behind their back. No, I don't even do that. I don't talk shit about nobody because I don't care. Somebody else is never, like, other people's lives and what they do has never meant that much to me to like talk shit about them and like behind closed doors. Like, yeah, this, yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I've ever talked shit about somebody, like, y'all heard me, which is never. Shit don't matter. None of that shit be mattering for real. So I just don't let people who I don't know, I guess have an opinion but have nothing to stand on for their opinion bother me. Even if they have something to stand on with their opinion, it still wouldn't bother me, because who are you? You can't let people affect your life. I say all this, you can't let people affect your life. You can't let people, I don't know, get your feathers ruffled and you care because they have an opinion. Who cares? Fuck their opinion. Yeah, criticism. That's really what I wanted to talk about today, because I just seen that shit on the internet the other day. Let me answer one more question, because I'm low-key probably gonna get out of here soon, but I'll answer one more question. This can be like a longer type of topic, but it's like shooting during the pandemic. I don't really know what the question is, like I don't know. I feel like shooting during the pandemic kind of forced me to be kind of a different type of photographer, because you can't be around people. You can't travel nowhere. You can't be around like big groups of people. If you do link up with somebody, you got to make sure like it's safe and everybody is okay, not sick and shit like that. Shit is important. Like, the pandemic's important. I feel like a lot of people aren't taking it serious and stuff like that. And for other people, they take it more serious than others. Like, to most people, I might take it more lightly than what it is perceived to be, because I do still link up with people and take pictures with them and stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes before any link ups happen and stuff like that, because I want to make sure I'm safe. I want to make sure everybody that I come in contact with is safe. So I don't know, bro, but it's just been different. I just feel like going about shooting with other people has just been a lot different. So I don't know. Working with film and digital, and how it's essentially a non-issue despite the fact there's such a huge debate about it. I'll get into that on another podcast, but that's a good question too, because I don't know what the debate's about. I feel like I've shot enough digital and I've shot enough film to like one more than the other. I guess have a preference for one more like over the other one, but at the same time, I don't really care. Like, if I feel like I can shoot this on digital, I will. If I feel like I can shoot it on film, I will. I don't really care. I don't really get into the whole debate. I am a self-proclaimed film photographer, but at the same time, I don't really care like that. It's not that big of a deal to me. Yeah, we'll get into all of that on the next podcast, but we're going to get out of here for now and just wrap things up. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening. I know this is a shorter one. I do apologize. There's a lot going on. Like, low-key, we're going to have a new studio soon. We're going to have better like talking situations, so I can have more guests on the show. I want to have more of my photography friends come get on the show and stuff like that. So we're in a transition of doing all of that. So soon, very soon, will this podcast take a step forward. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that, I guess. I know y'all hate when niggas be like, be on the lookout for that. Like, shout out, nigga. But anyway, yeah, bro, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all are having a blessed and safe day. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Truly appreciate it. I'm grateful for all of the love. Thank you to everybody who tunes in constantly on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Anchor, whatever else it is. I appreciate y'all the most, man. Y'all are the greatest. But anyway, I'll see y'all.